Ready to get started?
Ready.
All right. This is the Brave Space podcast. Brave Space is a healing place for gun violence prevention professionals and survivors. I'm here in Washington, D.C., doing some interviews with community violence intervention professionals such as Ralo here. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Ralo Whaley. I'm the program manager for the Gun Violence Intervention Team, uh, Washingtonian, and I'm excited about being on this amazing podcast.
Very nice. Well, I'm excited to just hear more about your story and also the work that you're doing. Quelly has spoken like a great deal about you, so let's just get into it. So tell me, like, where are you from? Like, tell me about your neighborhood, the community that you grew up in.
Yeah. So I'm from a neighborhood right here in Southeast Washington, D.C. The neighborhood is called Off the Capers, also known as 501. So I was one of those guys that was fortunate to have been uh, raised in two different areas. Also in Prince George's County, so that's in Maryland. So I went to schools in Maryland because sports. I played ball, but hung in the city with family and friends. Our community was just like any other community back then. Everybody wanted to be outside. Everybody was into things. For me, coming up playing ball, it was a little different. As a kid, I was a little more fortunate than a lot of my peers, but I was still outside with a lot of my peers.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun. I had a really good, fun childhood, and I love my community. It was knocked down, but now it back up. But it's not how it was back then. Yeah, it was a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
But it was still our community. It was fun.
Yeah. What were some of the things, like, if you had to describe some of those things that you experienced in your community, like, what would you tell someone?
Uh, man, it's a lot. So just playing football outside together in the street, playing football against other neighborhoods, boxing at our park amongst each other. Like if anybody had any type of differences, we'd put on the boxing gloves, or we'd just put on the boxing gloves and just go to this park in our area and box and then again, like seeing some of the older guys that was into the things they were into, seeing some of the things that they had. Of course that always peaked certain things, but yeah, just having fun.
Yeah.
And for our neighborhood, it was so big, so it was like different blocks, and on each block, on each street, it was something different. And of course the females.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what would you say, like, what were some of the older guys doing in the neighborhood?
So they were entrepreneurs, and they ran their operations like really, really good, extremely organized, and they had foundation, right? Meaning like it was rules set, like certain things wouldn't be done if certain people were around. Yeah, they were into what they were into, but they were respectful of like the code.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like nowadays,
It's different.
the code and morals and principles have become obsolete.
I hear that a lot. You can, feel free to speak freely because essentially you're describing like organized groups, and I don't know
Yeah.
if it was more of like gang culture where you were growing
Nah,
up or
nah.
more of
So yeah, so here we don't really have like the gang culture.
okay.
So it's communities,
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood or
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood crews like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm. And you were kind of describing that there was more of like rules and standards of how you like be an entrepreneur,
Yeah,
right? Right.
pharmacists.
Yes, a pharmacist and all of
Mhm.
that. What do you think has changed? Like, because I know, and we'll kind of get into like your work in community violence intervention a little bit later, but like, what do you think is like one of the main things that has changed? Like, why are the rules so different
So
now?
different.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that the rules and the code is different now because of the mind frame of people, right? Uh, I tell people, example, when COVID hit, like everybody was like, "Oh man, we can't go out, we can't
Mm-hmm.
do this, we gotta do this, gotta do that." Uh, but a lot of people never questioned the mental of the people who didn't want to stay in their house or didn't want to be
Mm-hmm.
in certain places because the households that they were in were like horrific.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, no food, abuse physically,
Mm-hmm.
mentally,
Mm-hmm.
so for them being outside was their outlet. Uh, I think through that time, other things really started to go off like scamming
Mm-hmm.
and all that. So I think a lot of people who never been in a position to actually touch the things that they were touching
Mm-hmm.
due to what came like during COVID and after COVID.
Like all the money, you mean all the money
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
into, yeah.
uh, I think that gave them or gave people a sense of power,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the people who may have had principles and went by the code understood that their word or their voice wasn't as powerful as it
Mm-hmm.
was, because now you got some of these younger people or people who now able to touch some of the things that they were never able to touch, who feel like now they can come up with their own rules, they can come up with their own
Mm-hmm.
shots, and of course people are going to follow, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
uh I was incarcerated, so I did 10 years. I went in the end of almost the end of '08, and came home uh close to the end of 17.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed the shift almost while I was incarcerated, just by
Mm-hmm.
seeing the behavior of certain people that's coming into the prison system, and
Mm-hmm.
of course being connected still to
Mm-hmm.
what's going on out
Mm-hmm.
here in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I seen it shifting, and again, once COVID and some of the things that came with COVID, I think that just really heightened the sense of having that power for people who
Mm-hmm.
never had it,
Yeah.
and for the ones who admired those things,
Mm-hmm.
that uh power, money, so they just tended to flock to whoever
Mm-hmm.
had it, and which just kind of gave them people a voice.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what happened with getting away from the codes and the
Yeah.
principles of what go on out in the
Yeah.
streets.
Yeah. So when you were growing up, like were you attracted to the lifestyle of like the older guys in your neighborhood, your community?
Yeah.
And if so, like what age were you and what attracted you to that kind of lifestyle?
So, and it's funny you asked that question because, I just had this conversation. So, I've always been into sports, play football, basketball, box, all those things. Uh, and I come from a family with a good background, and uh, we had our hustlers, had our entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we had people that had good jobs, good government jobs. Uh, so as a kid, really never had to want, because the only requirement, honestly, was for me to come home from school with good grades.
Mm.
And because I played sports, I knew in order for me to play sports, I had to have good grades.
Yeah.
Uh, my mother, she is an amazing, strong woman. And now, at the age that I am now, I can honestly say, like, she did her best with how she knew how
Mm-hmm.
to raise me, but she, also coddled me,
Mm-hmm.
right? Uh, I didn't really learn those life skills, certain things, until I went to prison, or like now, you know what I'm saying, learning.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing some of the people in my family and some of the older guys who was getting a nice amount of money, or
Mm-hmm.
even if I didn't know they was getting it, but from some of the things that they
Yeah.
had, it just, what I'm saying, made it seem like that. So I always was attracted to that image.
Mm.
And even when I was younger, I was extremely ostentatious. Uh, I had the big chain,
Mm-hmm.
the big earrings. Uh, I was 23, 24, one of the first younger guys in the city with a brand new H2 Hummer.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Even though for us now in our culture, we really don't wear the grills
Mm-hmm.
or with the diamonds in your mouth. But I was like back and forth to Houston. I got family in
Yep.
Houston, friends. So it was a time when I came back from Houston, I had diamonds in my mouth.
Yep.
Just a lot of things that I was doing, just again based off of that image, and I had started to put my footprint in that world where I was becoming a entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, so being extremely frivolous with money didn't really matter, because I
Mm-hmm.
knew that by the end of the night or in a day or two, it'll definitely come back.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do think that image of people, the older people, and people in my family that I seen, definitely had some traction, and
Mm.
that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's kind of the same as what other young people today are going through? And maybe it's a little bit different because like social media is just different.
Right,
It makes
right,
like you have access to way too many people.
right.
You see way too many people like presenting a certain lifestyle that they may not even actually be living. So in a lot of ways, I feel like it's harder. But I don't know. Do you feel like it's the same for young people being attracted to that kind of
Man,
lifestyle?
I think so. Again, for my age range, my generation, we didn't have social media,
Mm-hmm.
right? Uh, I think to a certain degree, a lot of our younger generation get a bad rap, uh, because we were doing things too.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
just wasn't as publicized
Mm-hmm.
because we didn't have social media. Oftentimes, I sit back and say, man, what if we had Instagram? You know what I'm saying, back then,
Yep.
right? Uh, I do think some of our younger population is most definitely attracted to that image. They see people on social media or some of the people in their areas, and that's what they want. Especially the rap world,
Yeah.
right? Uh, so I think validation is a very strong addiction,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just being validated and noticed is what I think our younger population is
Yeah. And going through.
experiencing and going through.
Yeah, I love how you said that it's an addiction because I don't know that I've thought of it that way, but you're
Yeah,
actually right. Like you can get addicted to the likes, the
right,
comments, the shares, the
right,
posts. And it's the validation, it's the attention, especially if you're not getting that, like
exactly.
at home,
Yeah,
right? That could be a big motivator.
yeah, and social media is good, it's bad, right? If it all depend on how you are using it, just like with the firearms, right? Uh, so if you are using your social media platform, for example, like this amazing podcast, right? Then you are able to touch people and give people hope, uh, allowing people to hear some of the things that they
Yeah.
may be experiencing, or someone that they know been through, to hear that somebody else may have walked that same path. It can also motivate people to want to do better,
Yeah.
motivate people to want to change their norm. Then on the on the other side of it,
Yep.
where it's the things that's negative that they could be drawn to, but just the way of the world, negativity sells,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
Uh, and everything is about going viral. Uh, it's a lot of good things that should go viral, good positive things, but something that's negative
We'll
will
go.
go
Yeah.
viral faster
Yep.
than that, right? So it's a little hard to turn on that switch for our youth because again, they're addicted to that validation,
Yeah.
and they know genetic. Now, this is just my own assumption. So they know if they put out a song, I'm just hypothetically speaking, if they put out a song where they talking about people, uh, talking about things that may have happened, it'll get more listeners or more
Yeah. Yep.
likes than them get up there talking about
The
something
positive.
positive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. For
it's a
sure.
it's a real slippery slope.
It is. It
Yeah.
definitely is.
Mm.
So at some point growing up, did you decide to become an entrepreneur? And if so, like, can you just share with us like what that experience was like for you?
So so okay. So I went to college, right? Uh Again, played football in college, played sports my whole life. Uh while I was in college, me and a couple of buddies, because I went to college in West Virginia. So for us being there, coming from where we come from, like, yeah, we were supposed to be there for football and education, but I seen how it was like, oh man. Uh, so like the entrepreneurship skills were already embedded, right? So I just took those s- skills with me everywhere, even when I was incarcerated. Uh, so as I was coming up, I never really had that plan to be like, yeah, man, I'm gonna go be a entrepreneur in the pharmaceutical field, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was just almost on some, hey man, everybody around me doing it
Mm-hmm.
because of my relationships with people outside of my hood, then I know I can get some of the things that my peers want for a certain price.
Yep.
So it was more so like connecting the dots almost.
And this was when you were in college?
College and well, before college and college, right?
Okay.
And again, coming up, like I really didn't have to want, my mom, she made sure, I had all the things that I needed or that I wanted. And only thing, like I said, she just wanted me to do what I had to do in school and to always have manners because she always said, out in the streets, a person can be an ass, but people always remember like how you talk to them and if you have manners and everything. So, but along with that, the first time my mother said no about something, I think I was asking for some shoes. And the first time she said no, like, man, it was heartbreaking. Like, no, what you mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't like that word.
Yeah.
So that, like, just really pushed me over, to that field to be like, man, I don't want nobody to, be able to tell me no if I want something.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of jumped
Got
into
into
that
it. Yeah.
pharmaceutical field.
Yeah. Yeah. And interestingly enough, like I've heard that same story a few times actually, where it's like, or it's the opposite to where it's like someone grows up and they see their parents struggling and they can't have certain things. They see their friends having it. A parent may say no, and it's like, well, I'm gonna figure out a way to get it. Or like in your situation, it's like the first time you heard her say no, it's like, what you mean?
No,
like,
yeah.
it's like, well, there's other ways for me to get around. And if you think about it, in some ways, it's kind of like a type of rebellion, right? Like that any teenager goes through. It's just like how you chose to like act on it, maybe by becoming a entrepreneur in the pharmaceutical industry was kind of like the route that you decided to take. So tell me, like, around what age was that when you made that decision?
16.
Like 16. So and that kind of carried through to college.
Yeah, through college and a little bit after I
came
out of college.
Yeah. As you were in this field, like, was there ever, like, were you ever doubting yourself? Like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this or this doesn't feel right?
Honestly, no.
No.
No. And again, because I thought, I had all the sense. So when I was younger, it was a thing. Like, nah, I don't feel bad. I'm, able to go and get my own shoes, able to get little outfits. And on the side, and also, but if I'm, still doing what I'm doing good in school, man, I'm going to get stuff from my mother. If I'm going out there on the football field, doing what I'm doing on the football field, I'm going to get money from some of the older homies.
Yeah.
So then when I was in college, seeing some of the guys I know in college who was also in that lane and seeing them get caught up and locked up, it didn't make me really want to be like, man, why am I doing this? It was more so like, okay, I'm not going to be the one like them because I know how to think or I know how to. So in all actuality, I was manipulating my own mind, right?
You think that was ego?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm so I just learned at my age that I am pride based.
Mm.
I can say that I always had pride and the ego.
Mm-hmm.
But to finally like understand what that mean, and that's me. And to answer your question, like, you think that was ego? Now I can be like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But if you'd have asked that even 2 years ago, like maybe even 6, 7
Yeah.
months ago, I'd have been
Yeah.
like, nah, that's
No.
not ego. That's just me.
Yeah.
But that just me is still pride.
It's still
You know
ego.
what I'm saying?
So I
So
interviewed you at a good time then.
great time. So, yeah, I do think that having that, giving myself that sense of false hope,
Mm-hmm.
like, man, that's not gonna happen to me or us, man, because
Mm.
they don't know how to think. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why they
Mm-hmm.
did this, so blah, 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 right?
And you were smart too, because you were in college. So it probably
Right.
was easier to think like, well, maybe, they made a bad move or they didn't
Yeah.
calculate the right steps to take or something like that.
Yeah.
You think that was a part of it too?
Also, and again, manipulation,
Mm-hmm.
you
Of
know,
yourself.
of yourself.
How did you come to that conclusion? Because I don't hear a lot of people say that they're like manipulating their self into thinking like that they're good, they're safe. Like, how did you get to that realization?
And again, just learning that that I'm a pride based person, right?
Okay.
Like people always told me, because I always had nice thing. I told you I was extremely ostentatious, right? So like I've always had nice clothes, nice vehicles. So that alone, even if you're not placing yourself in that box, in that image based box, then others are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So not really embracing it and like just steady, like, nah, man, that ain't me, that ain't me, that ain't me. But really, it was me.
Yeah.
Being confident. Some people may say like arrogant, but confident, maybe with a little bit of arrogance. And again, as of up until like maybe like the last year, I would defend those things because I kind of always attached some of those adjectives with a negative connotation, right?
Yep.
Being arrogant, but then hearing how people talk about people that is arrogant.
Yep.
Right? So I was like, nah, I don't want y'all to talk about me
Be
like that. But y'all saying I'm arrogant. So just finally being able to be authentic with myself and understanding, like, yeah, like I was really manipulating myself to be like, oh nah, man, I ain't gonna never get shot, or I ain't gonna never get locked up. But I was doing things to get locked up, doing
Like going on
things
that.
to get shot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so and I think a lot of us do it unconsciously. Especially our black males, young, coming up, as when you're young, people tell you, don't cry.
Yeah.
Don't cry. Boys don't cry.
Yep.
You a big boy.
Yeah.
Right? I think some of those things puts a sense of pressure on people, because now if you're hearing that young, now you already learning to suppress your emotions.
Yeah. Yeah.
You already learning, like, you a big boy, so you feel like you got to take on, or you got to do what you deem big boys to be doing. And you just continue to carry on with it. And that's where I say we start to manipulate, ourselves,
Yeah. Yeah.
because we can know something that we're doing isn't right, and then it can lead to either two places, right? But we'll keep telling ourselves like, all right, man, I ain't going. If I get out of this one,
Yeah.
I'm not going. You
I'm
see
not
what I'm
gonna do it
saying?
again. Yeah.
Right. And even if nobody can really self relate to it, but I think a huge percentage of people have all probably said, man, God, if you get me out
Out
of
of
this one,
this, I won't
I
do
ain't
it
gonna
again.
do it. As soon as you get out of that
As
one,
soon as you get that, it'd be
man.
something else. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
afterwards, man, you can feel back like, man, I just said I ain't gonna do this no more.
Yeah.
But you manipulate
Yourself.
yourself to be like, but ain't nobody get hurt on this one, or
Yeah.
man, you ain't get caught on this one.
Yeah. Yeah,
So.
for sure. We actually had someone in the training earlier today said that same comment about how, young Black boys especially are told not to cry. But then they're not also taught about like how to process their emotions. So it's like one thing to say, okay, don't cry, but then it's like, well, what do I do if I'm afraid or if I'm, worried about something? So it's almost like, well, what do you do? And
Right.
I wonder, and maybe you can answer this for me, if part of the attraction to like wearing nice clothes and maybe wearing chains and even that whole lifestyle in some ways is like, well, if that's what men that I'm surrounded by, if that's what they're doing and they don't cry, or maybe, like I wonder if that plays a role in it too. Like, if is that kind of like the view of manhood? Like, is that the perspective of manhood?
I can say yeah. And, well, I could say both if that's possible. Yes and no. I think, like I said, that image, and that's coming from that person's perspective, right? So if I would never see you crying, you worrying about things, if something hurt me or hurt others, but it's not hurting you, and I see you with all the things that I want, or some of the things like that, then yeah, I'm going to absorb those things, uh, without even knowing that you do probably cry. You just may not cry in front of people.
Yeah.
You may have someone that you can talk to and vent to. It's just that everybody don't know. So yeah, I think like the lack of not knowing can definitely overpower some of the things that people do. And again, that's just meaning that you don't know that this man or this woman has been working 2 jobs for the last 5-10 years. That's why they're able to live this lifestyle that you see.
Yep.
But because you don't know, you automatically assume that this person is living this lifestyle because they're doing illegal things, and that's just because of what you always seen, right? So yeah, I think that's real key. Like, a lot of people just don't know, and that pride and that ego won't allow them to go and ask.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It won't allow them to say, hey, what's going on, Dr. Murphy? Look, man, I ain't trying to be all in your in your business, but I like how you move. I love how you dress. How can
I get that.
get that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But then if they tell you, and part of how they got that was being a entrepreneur, because that that happens a lot.
That happens too.
That happens a lot too.
Right. So, but then when it's like that, you as a person that's being asked, you gotta understand. You know, you definitely have to understand your audience. You know what I'm saying? Every good coach have to know their player. So if you know that you're not in that lifestyle, you in this lifestyle, and this is how you got this stuff, and if it can help, then if they ask, then you might be a little more keen to share.
Yeah.
But if you're in that other lifestyle, and they asking, and and with how things are going on now, then you probably won't.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
For sure. It makes me wonder too, like, because I'm still kind of stuck on that self-manipulation part, right? So do you think it's possible to like manipulate yourself without also manipulating somebody else? Because I feel like, especially with social media, a lot of people, they might be manipulating themselves, but at the same time, they're manipulating their audience because they're presenting a certain type of image that may or may not even be real, right? So can you manipulate yourself without manipulating other people? What do you think?
Can you manipulate yourself without? No, I would say no.
No?
Yeah, I would say no. And again, this is just my opinion. You know, it's like lying, right?
Yep.
If you lie to yourself, I know you will lie to me.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So I have definitely lied to myself a lot of times.
Yep, same.
And I have definitely lied to others.
Yep.
I have definitely manipulated myself with false hopes or you know, things like that. And I definitely played a role at being manipulative. So yeah, I don't think you can self manipulate yourself and not be manipulative to others.
That's good. That's good. So at some point during your entrepreneurial journey, things like took a left. Like talk to me about like what age were you and then kind of what happened?
Yeah. So the interesting part about it, my incarceration didn't even have nothing to do with my past pharmaceutical history. It was on something completely different. Matter of fact, it was attempted armed robbery, attempted murder, and there was some other charge. You know how they just get to throw. So, but that past lifestyle played a part. Now, I didn't go to prison for that, but it definitely played a part because it had me with people that I probably wouldn't normally be around. And it also had me feeling like, okay, if the money low and I know I can get with this person, then I'm gonna get that back, right? So it wasn't that charge, but just the way that I was thinking and my norm at that time, like they all kind of just go hand to hand. So, so I was shot twice before. One time, while I was in college, uh, and my family thought after I got shot, like I wasn't gonna go back to college because at that time, like I lost a lot of people, cousins, friends, best friends, everybody to gun violence, right?
While you were in college, you did.
Yes. Actually, like going into my last year, and then I came home on a break, winter break, and I got shot. So just with everything that had happened, and then with me just being shot, like my family didn't think I was going back to college, but I did, and I did because I wanted to finish, right? Uh, this last time I got shot, I was shot 14 times. Uh, but I put myself in that situation, and I didn't have to. I'm a firm believer that God allowed things to happen just to get your attention. And I say that because I was a coach. Again, I love sports, so I coach football. Uh, Everything that I was telling my my kids on my team not to do when I didn't have them, I was doing it. So I was being a fraud. Right? I'm telling them not to sell drugs, not to play with guns, not to even be around people doing that, not to womanize and all that. But when I wasn't with them, I was doing it all. Uh, so even though I put myself in that situation, which led me to get shot, led me to go to prison for 10 years, I think God allowed those things to happen just to get my attention. One, like he couldn't have me being a shepherd to his flock, which was the youth, and I had one foot in, one foot out. And then two, just to really show me that he has a bigger plan for me, and it's definitely with dealing with the youth and dealing with the communities and all of those things.
Those things. And I'm wondering, like, and of course, share as much or as little as you're comfortable with. But I work with a lot of young people, so 26 and under, who have survived being shot, and just as you described, multiple times, right? Sometimes 2, sometimes 5, sometimes 10, or even closer to 20, right? Which almost seems unbelievable, right? Would you be willing just to share where you were shot, and then also like what's some of the impacts of being shot, like physically, mentally, all of that?
Uh, so the first time I got shot in 2004, I was shot one time in my, excuse me, left thigh, and my femur bone, it was broke. In 2007, I was shot 14 times. I think I was shot everywhere except, in my head. I was shot in my chest, in my back, in my legs, on my side. Uh, the impact, excuse me, is that it developed something that I call UPTSD, right? So a lot of people know what PTSD is. So I just put U in front of that to make it urban. So example, fireworks and things like that. Like I used to love buying all the little firecrackers and the half sticks and cherry bombs. Now I don't really like hearing those things as much. Uh, blood. Like, I've seen so much of my own blood. Sometimes when I see other people's blood, just like nah. So those experiences kind of birthed those traumatic images or those traumatic experiences almost. And even now in our field with gun violence, gun violence intervention, that's why I'm always big on telling people that we can't expect people to put down their guns if we don't have anything to replace them with.
Yeah.
Right? And I get it. A lot of people have their guns because they can get what they need, or they feel like they can get what they need with their gun, which goes back to self-manipulation. Then they feel like if they don't have their gun, then they don't have that power. They don't have a voice. They can't get what they need to get.
Or they don't feel safe.
Or they don't feel safe, right? So it's a thing about finding that balance. For me, I had to, right? Again, shot in 2004 once, shot in 2007 14 times, did 10 years in prison. When I went to prison, my at the time I only had one child. My daughter, she was 6 months. Also, while I was incarcerated, I lost friends. My last 16 months, I lost both of my grandmothers. I lost my father. So going through those things and not having control over those things, I think that's why God allowed those things to happen, just to really show me like He has the final say.
Yeah.
Is His plan, is not mine. And it was at that moment like I just really had to understand that I gotta get in the passenger seat and just let God drive, because if I keep the wheel, man, my insurance gonna keep going up, right?
Yeah.
But then again, to also understand that Rome wasn't built overnight, and I was that way that I was for a lot of years. So being able to give myself grace and understanding, like, man, I have a purpose. So I'm not infatuated with the images that came from my entrepreneurial pharmaceutical journey,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
To understand that I just really learned about how to write checks in my late 30s, early 40s. Is, for me, was an amazing thing. I just learned that it's a difference between a checking and a savings. So all of these things that I didn't know when I was just living carelessly, being ostentatious, being extremely frivolous, because I knew that it'll come back. I really didn't care to learn those things. Not saying nobody wouldn't have showed me, but I just didn't care to learn them. So I believe, again, all the things that happened to me happened for a reason. And I'm like really finally embracing that reason and that purpose.
What do you think it'll take to get young people who are like still kind of involved in that life? Like, what do you think it'll take to get them to not choose that pathway? Because, part of the reason why I'm even having these conversations is because, once I work with someone who's already been shot, like it becomes so clear to them that like maybe it was something, I was involved in, or there was a way there was a way out, but sometimes the damage is already done, right? I mean, you're talking about young people who may be paralyzed, who have lost certain body functions, but it's like, what does it take to actually reach them before they're shot?
Mm. Man, that's a really, really good question. So, and of course, this is cliche, like it takes a village, right? But it has to be the right village.
Yeah, that part.
it
There's a lot of villages.
Like, but half the village,
they're bad.
They're bad.
Yeah.
They haven't changed their norm.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of our youth, they can see through anything fake.
They can. Yep.
And the moment that they realize you're not being authentic, that's when you just open up Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even if you coming to them and you're not from their community, but you're coming to them as yourself, but already understanding that they may not embrace you, they may not receive what it is that you're trying to deliver at first. But if you stay consistent and authentic, sooner or later, they're going to be like, hey, man, this person done came around here 5 times. And we done told him to get out our face 4 times.
Yeah, he's still coming back.
He or she is no threat. Yeah. They trying to help. Now they may be a little more receptive to hear what it is that you're saying. Also, I think, again, with social media, I think having someone that they can trust and they feel comfortable with, and they know that this person genuinely care, will definitely help as well.
Yeah.
But it can't be a person who they getting high with, and that person talking about how they did things when they were their age and this,
or like
this
glorifying a lifestyle,
No.
whether or not they're still involved. Like it doesn't work for young people.
No, at all. But if that youth or our youth don't feel that love or don't feel that authenticity, then eventually they're gonna burn their own village. And they don't have to burn it themselves by actually setting fire to it, but the things that they're doing outside of that community, it's going to come back.
Almost like self-destruct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, I think the more we make mental health sexy, the more people will accept it. And, our culture and in our world, as soon as somebody hears something about therapy, they like, man, you crazy?
Wrong with me.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with me. I don't need therapy. But even for you responding like that shows that you may need therapy, right? We have a very, very, and no disrespect to any of our youth that's going to watch this amazing podcast, but we have a very, very, very emotional culture. Meaning that And then even for people my age, right? Some way, somewhere, we have not learned how to properly express our emotions.
Yeah.
So if I do something to you, I don't know how to come to you and say, hey,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Murphy, when you said that, I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to come to you and tell you that I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can you not do that? Or how can we get past that?
Yeah, that never happens.
That's not going to happen. You know what I'm
It never
saying?
happens.
Or
even what you mentioned earlier about how growing up, y'all used to put on like boxing gloves and you
yes.
would like actually, because conflict happens. You can't
Yeah,
avoid it, but
at
how
all
you handle it.
is the key.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So if I do something to you, and instead of you confronting me, talking about it, nowadays it's going to get something that'll get that power.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And take your life.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Over nothing.
Right.
Right.
Right. But that all goes back to people being addicted to validation. They're in relationships with social media,
Mm-hmm.
and they trying to marry pride with ego.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because you're actually right. Like people really do, like they really do have a relationship and an attachment to social media, sometimes
Yeah.
above and beyond people.
Right.
Like valuing their audience, people who probably don't even know anything about them, don't care about them, can't really trust them, all of that, and they'll value that over someone who's like sitting right in front of them or someone that they could have a real relationship with. Just like when you walk and you see a group of young people, we see this all the time now where it's like they're all sitting with their friends, but every last single one of them is on their phone on social media with some other potential friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's weird.
Even with so many people having beef and feuds, they even took it to the point where they can be on social media with their, as they call it, ops.
Yeah.
They could be on social media telling them what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Or they can be on social media instigating what had already happened.
Yep.
And the whole time they're doing it, you can see on their live, those live
Comments
numbers going up, people commenting. That's because they're addicted to validation.
Yeah.
And they trying to marry their pride along with that
The
ego. So if someone's on the live and if someone else jump on and they saying what they gonna do, so now you're gonna automatically feel like you gotta say something.
And then you have to act on whatever you're talking about, because if you don't, it's on the internet.
Exactly.
So you know what I mean? Like people are gonna form an opinion about you if you don't do what you say.
And I tell people this, that it's two things right now that's undefeated.
What's
that's
that?
social media and pride. You know? Because everybody want to go viral.
Yeah, you're right.
And then for the ones who's not going viral, but because of whatever role they could have played with something going viral, now their pride is in the way.
And it kind of, even just kind of going back to what you were saying earlier about how we're not really also teaching the younger people, like a lot of that responsibility is on us, because as adults, we're watching social media too. And we may see these things happening, but how many of us are actually like reaching out to young people and trying to show them a different way? And I guess this kind of gets more into questions about like the work that you do in community violence intervention. Like what does a village look like? And do you have a village that's actually helping to support youth and navigate, social media and all of that?
So I would say that a village should look like. The people in the community is able to police their own community, right? Again, I'm at that age where everybody in my community knew everybody's name, even though we're in a big area, right? In a big community. So if I was doing something wrong, then the people in my community that lived on the next block knew that I wasn't supposed to have been over there doing this. So it was a sense of community accountability. We don't have that, right? You have a lot of so-called older people who are afraid of our youth. So they just go along with it, or they being silent. But if you actually engage, then you may see why that youth think the way they do. And if you can get 5 seconds, man, that's a win. Because they are open to hearing you. Now, on that first couple times, they might,
they might push back.
Yeah,
because they're so used to people being inconsistent that that's the first response.
Exactly. So so for me, that's what a what a good, productive, loving community would look like. Like us as the members of our community, we're able to handle these issues within our community amongst each other, as well as making sure we're not bringing anything negatively back into our communities, because it's an issue when kids and the elders and people that's not involved with anything is afraid to leave out of their house.
For sure.
Right? It's an issue when a parent feel like they don't know if their child is going to come back home from school or whatever. It's an issue for a child to feel like he might not see his parents because of some of the things that his or her parents are into. So
So tell us a little bit about like your work in CBI. Like, how did you get into the CBI field, and just tell us something about what you do.
Okay, so I came home from prison in 2017. My mother knew this lady who was friends with this guy named Irk Weaver. He's the founder of a nonprofit called NARC. That's the National Association for the Advancement of Returning Citizens. Irk and I met. We found out that we knew a lot of the same people, although he's older than me. A lot of the people who were his peers spoke highly of me. So Irk and I just really like had a real good connection. He had told me that he was applying for this grant, this contract, which is about stopping or reducing gun violence. So when he told me, I was definitely interested in asking questions. At the time, he really didn't know much because he was waiting for this meeting to happen, which the meeting was with Cure Violence. So a couple months passed. He had the meeting. He was saying, "Hey, if I get this grant, I definitely want you to be a part of it." And by this time, he was fully aware that I knew a lot of people. So a lot of the people that this grant and this contract outlined was like he knew that I can touch some of those people. So once he got it, he was definitely a man of his word. He and I met, and at that time is when I really realized that I was already doing the work without knowing that I was actually doing the work. Even when I was incarcerated, like I was able to mediate certain feuds. I was able to help a whole dormitory get their GED. I was able to facilitate certain classes like Thinking for a Change, Parenthood. And I was just doing those things because I knew that these things would help me.
Yeah.
So now to be in the position where I can get a paycheck for helping people and telling them to think before they shoot and don't do this and don't. I was like, oh, hell yeah. I know I can do this, right? So that's how I got into that. I started off as an outreach worker, went from an outreach worker to executive director to program manager. So, I did all those things. Then, as I was talking about the late, great Linda Holly Hopper, who was one of the ones directors, like she really took a liking to me. She was an amazing woman. So she will always say, once she got over to the one, she always say, okay, man, I'm about to come and get you. I'm going to get this person, get this person. And I was always like, nah, I'm not going to come over there, but I'm going to help you out. But then, she passed. Now, a couple years later, the opportunity presented itself again to be a part of the ones. And it was most definitely a huge blessing.
Yeah.
So now here I am as the program manager for the violence intervention team under an amazing leadership. And just to be a part of what the ones is transforming to is a huge thing for me. And I know where I come from, and I know the amount of people that I can touch, and for them to see my buy-in is most definitely helping them to really want to buy in and get their trust and their faith in what we're doing over here at the one's office.
Nice. And do you feel like your work is part of God's purpose for you? Kind of like how you were mentioning that earlier.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So my grandmother, man, God bless her. So she was so short, but so powerful. And she will always say, God's purpose is God's purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, and she would say it so much, like even when I was young, I used to be like, man, God purpose, God purpose. But I would say it when I was doing something I ain't had no business doing. As if saying that was gonna get me out of trouble. People's like, man, why you do that? Man, God purpose, God purpose. You can't tell me nothing because grandma told me. But man, as I, got older and again, stopped self-manipulating myself and embrace my authenticity, then I understood it. Like, yeah, this was God's purpose. Like, I've always dealt with the youth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a coach. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I was a physical education teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So I just always had a good, strong relationship with the youth.
Yeah.
So I couldn't carry out that purpose with the lifestyle that I was living
Mm-hmm.
because I was manipulating
Mm-hmm.
our youth by telling them not to do, not to do. But
Mm-hmm.
then when I felt like they wasn't
Looking or
watching,
mm-hmm.
I was doing all those things. So that's what my grandmother meant by like God's purpose is God's purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I was still engaging and still doing these things
Mm-hmm.
with the youth, I wasn't 100% invested and 100% authentic with myself
Yeah.
because I was still doing those other things.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really carrying out the purpose that he had for me.
Mm-hmm.
So n- now that I'm past that, I can now see when, and I don't know if it's a gift and a curse,
Yeah.
but now I can see when somebody is
Mm-hmm.
bull crapping me,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
So because I was the best bull crapper,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so I can see it,
They say it takes one to know one,
and I'm
right?
telling you. So, uh, so now like I'm like really fully embracing my 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 purpose, and I tell people that in this line of work, it's never about the pay.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have a certain level of passion
Mm-hmm.
and insanity
Mm-hmm.
to actually be effective in this
In
work
this field, yeah.
because it don't stop,
Yeah.
right? Calls come in,
Mm-hmm.
text messages come in, people being shot.
Mm-hmm.
So we often do our best to make sure other people, loved ones get home.
Mm-hmm.
That at times we put our
Mm-hmm.
selves on the back
For
burner.
sure.
You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
So
For sure. Well, I so appreciate like you just sharing your story and just kind of being open about your journey. And I guess it's just a last question. Like, what would you say is one thing that you're hoping for in the future, whether that's in this work or just for you personally?
mm. One thing that I'm hoping for in the future. So I'm gonna give you one for personally and one for the
Okay.
work, right? Uh, one for the work is that we, because I don't want to say I,
Mm-hmm.
because there's no I in team,
Mm-hmm.
but there's an I in win.
Yeah.
So we as a whole continue to build,
Mm-hmm.
to continue to grow, continue to do what it is that we need to do for our community,
Mm-hmm.
all while being able to support, block, and tackle for our leadership,
Mm-hmm.
right? And once that continues to happen, then it'll become consistent
Mm-hmm.
and it'll become our work lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the people that we service will really benefit from those things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Personally, I told you I used to be ostentatious. Personally, I just really want to embrace and enjoy just life, right?
Mm-hmm.
and I want to really get into a good space mentally where I'm not putting self-care on the back burner, because I know that you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, because we always try to make everybody else family priority or make others priority, that we all in this field can lose ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I most definitely want to embrace enjoying self-care and not feeling bad when I take days off or all those things.
All of that. Well, I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you.
And I'm sure we'll be interacting again at some point in the future.
And next time you're in town, you have to come to a go-go.
Yes. I forgot to ask you about that. So you do go-go.
Yes.
Right? You're a singer or
feature.
You're a feature,
like feature rapper.
Feature rapper. When did you get started doing go-go? Because I actually love go-go.
Okay. When did I get started? Well, that's a part of our culture. So I actually think when I was born, my mother was probably playing Chuck Brown in the hospital. So I just, again, that's a part of us.
Yeah.
Like, I remember her being young. We just walk around hitting on stuff, beating on stuff, making our own beat. But I've been in bands when I was younger, but the band that I feature with is an amazing band, Backyard Band.
You're in Backyard Band?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So
I love Backyard Band.
Yeah, man, that's family.
Yeah.
So I appreciate them sharing their platform with me. And the lead talker in the band is a great friend of mine, Anwar Big G Glover. He's an actor. He was on the show The Wire and other shows, other movies. So for him to be a part of the gun violence movement, knowing his life, knowing the things he went through, it just like goes hand to hand. So for me being with him and with the other guys and the singer, a lady named Tiffany, it's just always a good thing, because that right there is like our out. And to understand and to see like some of the things that we say, it helps our fans, or it helps the crowd, and we always try to put out a good message. Even if it's something like, for example, when the show is over, just telling people, everybody get home safe, right?
Yep.
Or if we're able to see like things, maybe people may be getting too rowdy or rough, we can pause. But to understand that the people really embrace us for us being authentic, to the point where they don't mind listening and understanding, like, oh yeah, man, this is a good show where we're not going to have that type of stuff. So it's an amazing feeling, and I promise you, when you come back, man, you're going to enjoy it.
Yes. Well, I'm coming back in July, like mid-July. So I definitely will be reaching out, because I want to come to a concert if y'all have one around that time.
We in the building.
Absolutely love go-go.
We in the building. We in the building.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, this is the Brave Space podcast. Brave Space is a healing place for gun violence prevention professionals and survivors. We meet, we process, we heal in community. All right.
Thank you, Brave Space.
Yeah.